When first laying eyes on the ZenFone 4 Selfie Pro, one is met with a pleasant, contemporary design. The device is wrapped in matte finished metal and has a thin profile, which feels quite pleasant in the hand. The home button on the bottom is a capacitive plaque, which also doubles as a fingerprint scanner. We've got backlit back and recent apps buttons surrounding it. The power button and volume rocker are both placed on the right, with the latter being just a tad bit higher than we would have liked. Still, all controls are in a reasonably reachable spot. The physical buttons have a very reassuring click to them, though they're just a bit shallow. Interface and functionality. Asus puts its own Zen UI interface on top of Android. Here, we've got Zen UI 4 on top of Android 7.1.1 Nougat. At first, it looks like it might be a heavy reskin that drags the performance down, but it is actually quite light. Operation is fluid and the animations all move with a pleasant swoosh. Of course, it wouldn't be called the Selfie Pro unless we had an app that makes use of the frontal camera. The Selfie Master lets us apply 10 levels of skin smoothing to our selfie camera footage in real time. Then, we can shoot a photo, record a video, or even broadcast live with the filter applied. The phone's gallery also has a built-in photo editor, which has a few other popular face-enhancing features, like wide eyes, lipstick application, and other glamour effects. The gallery app has auto face detection and tries to recognize people and form their own albums, like Google's and Apple's own photo apps do. Processor and performance. The Pro in Selfie Pro means we've got a bit more oomph in the hardware department when compared to the regular ZenFone 4 Selfie. So, the processor is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 625, clocked at 2 GHz and coupled with 4 GB of RAM. The phone has 64 GB of storage, 50 GB of which are available to the user, and, if that's not enough, we can expand it with a micro SD card of up to 2 GB. It's not cutting-edge hardware, but we found that the ZenFone 4 Selfie Pro runs quite nice for your regular, everyday usage. Websites load and scroll fine. Most mobile games are playable just fine without annoying levels of input lag or anything like that. Selfie-centric apps like Snapchat with their heavy live lens effects also showed no stutters or hiccups. Camera. When a phone is called the Selfie Pro, you'd expect that its cameras are something special, specifically on the front. So, the ZenFone 4 Selfie Pro has a 16MP main camera, a 12MP front-facing sensor, which can take 24MP photos via Duck Some Magic, and a secondary, 5MP selfie camera with a 120 degrees wide-angle lens. To top it off, we have a DSLR emulating portrait mode, which promises beautiful bokeh behind our subject. Sounds great on paper. How does it perform? Okay, let's go to the front cameras. This phone is all about the selfies, after all. The main front snapper has a 12MP sensor and it performs just as well as the back-mounted camera. Details are okay, but shaky hands are your mortal enemy. Colors are usually accurate if a bit cold. As for video recording, we can do 1920x1080 FHD at 60 fps or go up to 3840x2160 4K UHD at 30 fps. The camcorder suffers from the same issues the photos do. We've got a very limited dynamic range and the lack of stabilization is even more noticeable, but the detail is pretty good. Check out the close-up on the keys in the 4K clip. Battery life. The Asus ZenFone 4 Selfie Pro has a 3000 mAh battery in that slim body, and, we have to say, it's a marathon runner for sure. Even after testing it with games and taking it out for a photo shoot, the battery still had enough charge to take us through a whole day. Conclusion. The Asus ZenFone 4 Selfie Pro is certainly not a bad phone. Its hardware is just right for an upper mid-range device, its user interface is smooth and its customizations are actually fun to play around with. Its thin profile and metal build make it look and feel like a premium handset, yet it still holds a rather large battery and definitely lasts a while. Its display is a pleasure to look at and can be set to taste. whether you love super punchy colors or soft and subdued ones. Its photos may be detailed but are mediocre in all other aspects. The duo-pixel 24MP and portrait mode features are mostly there to fill a spec sheet. We did enjoy the wide-angle selfie camera, but it's just not enough to save the phone.